capability that's being developed for commercial aviation sector should be transferable into a defense environment. So when we look at the defense industrial strategy, there are pieces within that we view as opportunities to take and develop capabilities for defense applications that can very much have opportunity to grow within other industry sectors, and in our case, into the aerospace sector. Um, so, an example of our product that was developed for a defense sector, um, a cybersecurity appliance that gets installed onto an aircraft for doing certain cybersecurity activities. We've been able to take that and adapt some of the capabilities and introduce a product called an aircraft interface device for the commercial aviation space. So, what is an AID, the aircraft interface device? So, up to now on commercial aircraft, um, well, let me back up. Like 15 years ago, there used to be, a flight bag that a pilot would pull around with them that would have all the paperwork and document and flight plans and weather printed out. And they would pull this huge suitcase around that they would call their flight bag that would have, all of those documents in there. And a pretty transitional, fundamental technology transition happened 15, 20 years ago, where there was this recognition that there was an opportunity to go to what they call an electronic flight bag. So the electronic flight bag basically is an iPad that has applications on it that does what a pilot would have to do to all on paper. And that was a big transition that happened, and that happened relatively fast in a conservative, regulatory driven. Um, but what most people may not realize is those iPads are not connected to. It doesn't have. There's no connectivity. So the updates are done at a point in time before a flight happens, and often that's done in a pilot lounge or at home or in the airport or in the hotel before they get to the airport, and then they get into the flight deck, and the information is static on the iPad, and the entire flight is done with that static information. And there's been a push to be able to introduce um, connectivity in a secure way to these iPads. And there's regulatory updates that are happening on that, provisions for it, cybersecurity programs that are being built out for it.